When the shit hits the fan, what do? Do the one thing that most people don't do. Give it some space. You're listening to The Sales Life, one of the top 5% podcasts in the world. And I'm your host, Marsh Buice. The Sales Life is for those who are either looking to move up or trying to get back up. Either way, you're going to have to use the life skills of selling. And there's 5 core skills that you have to develop. The first one's communication. And you got to communicate not only to yourself, but also to the world. What is it that you want? The second one's going to take curiosity. You got to ask questions and don't live in assumptive statements. The next one's creativity. When you lack resources, you got to be resourceful. And then there's confrontation. Probably the most important out of all the 5, because you're going to have to confront some things in your life, but in a productive way. You can check out today's video on YouTube. And if you like The Sales Life, consider subscribing to both the podcast and the YouTube channel. And if you want to have more, do more, be more, then say no more. Let's roll out with today's episode. Have you ever had one of those days where you just play like a rookie? Well, I had one of those weeks. Just dumb mistakes that had to be resolved. In the world of finance, you can't just use a magic eraser just to fix all your problems, you know? I mean, dude, I had signed customers up to the wrong bank. I gave them a rebate when they didn't qualify for it. I used the wrong money factor on a lease, way wrong money factor. And I gave a customer a short-term rate for a long-term loan. And you can't just shrug these things off. But luckily, in my 24 years of selling, I know exactly the thing to do. Create distance between me and the mistake, so that way I can find my options. See, when you make a mistake, you don't see any options because you're too close to the flames. It's all red. It's all bad. So there are no options. And this is where all the voices in your head are ringing out. I mean, how could you screw this up? Dude, you've been doing this 24 years, Bice. Like, tighten up. This customer's going to be pissed off. And of all the customers that you screwed up on, that was the wrong customer to mess up on. This was all going on in my head. But I've learned the hard way to just walk away from it. Give some space to it. And that way I can let my emotions die down. And when you do this, your options begin to pop up. In her book, Overcome Your Villains, Heather Monahan writes about a similar situation. She was a new entrepreneur. And to kick off her entrepreneurship, she decided, not only am I going to write a book, but I'm going to self-publish it. So she did the thing that we all know to do. Go to Google. She looked up, how do you write a book? And after she came up with a name, she wrote the book. But she says the writing part's the easy part. Getting it published, having zero clout in the industry, trying to show up as a pro like you've been doing this a time or 10. She said that's the hard part. The printer missed the deadline. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. I mean, nothing was working for Monahan. She wrote the book. Why can't I get the damn thing published? So she ends up getting the president of the printer company's number. And after speaking with him, he said, Heather, I'm going to fix it. Don't worry about it. And just before she was to kick off her press tour, the case of books arrived. She was all set, and she unboxed the books. And the book cover was all wrong. Monahan writes, sometimes when we're frustrated, we can be quick to blow up and react. But by waiting just a bit, buying yourself some time, you'll calm down a little bit and you can operate more successfully. See, instead of just picking up her cell phone and going off on the president, Monahan writes, she put herself in a position of confidence. See, she created some space between the mistake and her reaction to it. And because she did that, the emotions died down. And she started looking for her leverages. What are my options here? Yes, I could go off. Well, that's not going to solve anything because I still got to get a book out. So she discovered, you know what? I owe this company some money. And we both need each other. So she called the president and she went into the call with a position of strength. She told the president of the printer company, look, we're going to zero out the balance. You fix this, and I will promote your business on my book tour. Done. What would you have done in a situation like that? See, the only way to see clearly is to let your emotions die down. And the only way that you're going to discover your options is to create some distance. So that way, when you step back into it, you're in a position of confidence and strength. Now, this is going to take practice. But the more that you do this, the shorter time frame you're going to need. See, when you mess up in a situation, the last thing you want to do is go pick up the phone or run to someone else's office and complain. Don't do it. Walk away from it. Create some distance. Don't beat yourself up. Shut off all the chatter. What are my options? And like I said, initially, the time frame's going to be a little bit longer than normal, but you'll shorten it. You may need a day at first, but because I've been doing this so long and I've made many, many mistakes, I only needed about 10 minutes. So the next time you have one of these OS moments, create some distance. Walk away from it. Don't whine and complain. Don't blame. Just give it some room. Breathe. And your options will come to you. I'm pulling for you. Hey, that's all the time that we have today. Thank you so much for listening. This may be the end of the episode, but it's not the end of the road. To learn more on how to never settle and sell your way through life, head over to marshbuice.com. That's MARSHBUICE. It's like juice with a B in front. There you will find thousands of free resources from videos to blogs and, of course, many, many podcast episodes. If you like the sales life, consider subscribing to both the podcast and the YouTube channel. And if you love the Sales Life, head over to your favorite app or right there on the website and leave a rating or review. The stars show your appreciation, but your words in the review, that shows your support. Remember, the greatest sale that you will ever make is to sell you on you, because you're more than enough. Stay amazing. Stay in the Sales Life.